Amarjeet Sada is the youngest serial killer in the world. He was just 8 years old when he committed 3 very cruel murders of children, and the worst part is that he is free today. In 2007, a mother in the village of Mushahar in Bihar, India, reported her 6-month-old daughter missing to police. The child's body was later found during a police search buried nearby, and the killer was named Amarjeet Sada, an 8-year-old boy of the Sada family. Welcome back to our channel, The Crime Chronicles, where we unfold some of the most horrifying crimes ever committed. Before moving on, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, hit the bell icon to stay updated on all our future videos. Mushahari, a district of Begusarai in the state of Bihar. The people who lived there were not so well off and worked as manual laborers to make ends meet. There were a lot of children in this village who spent time together, laughing and playing as their parents worked till evening. As was the norm of the village, a lady named Chunchun Devi used to drop her 6-month-old daughter Khushbu at the school and pick her back in the evening. One day when Chunchun Devi went to pick up her daughter, Khushbu was nowhere to be seen. Seeing this, the mother panicked and started to look for her daughter. She asked all around the neighborhood but couldn't find it. In the middle of all this, a member of the Sada family came to her and said that he might know where her daughter was. Chunchun Devi goes with him to the police station to report her missing child. As the missing complaint was of such a young girl, the police came into action immediately. When the police started to investigate, they realized similar cases had happened before. 2 girls have been missing from the village before Khushbu. When the police opened these cases, they came to know both the girls belonged to the Sada family. Slowly, all the villagers came to know that not 1, not 2, but 3 girls had been missing from the village in the past time. This created a chaos in the whole village. Everyone was worried about the safety of their children. When the investigation started, the police asked questions from everyone, including the children, if they knew anything about these girls. When the police officer asked Sada about Khushbu, he didn't say anything and just smiled. The police officer found it strange and suspected that he might know something about where Khushbu was. The police officer took Sada to the police station with him so that he could ask more questions from him and find out where Khushbu was. The police had a feeling that finding Khushbu would be a link to the girls who had been missing before. When Sada came to the police station, his behavior was very weird and different from other people. Sada's behavior was very strange. He was observing his surroundings and remained very calm. He had been smiling the whole time, which was very odd to the police officers. When questioned about Khushbu, Amarjeet's peculiar demand for biscuits raised eyebrows among the police officers. Insisting on biscuits as a precondition for revealing information, he playfully said, "Bring me biscuits, then I will tell you." Eventually, agreeing to his request, one officer agreed and provided the treats. Amarjeet's face lit up with delight, and he finally disclosed, "Yes, I know where Khushbu is." However, the revelation took a chilling turn as Amarjeet confessed that Khushbu was no longer alive and that he was responsible for her death. The officer listening to this confession couldn't comprehend how an 8-year-old could commit such a heinous act. Shock and disbelief gripped him as he grappled with the inconceivable thought of a child being capable of murder. Refusing to accept that Amarjeet was solely responsible, the officer urged him to fabricate a story involving someone else. Determined to uncover the truth, the officer investigated further, seeking crucial details about the alleged murder. How could an 8-year-old carry out such a gruesome act? Where was Khushbu's body? In response, Amarjeet recounted a disturbing tale. He claimed to have met Khushbu alone when she was asleep at school. Taking her to a quiet spot behind some bushes, he attempted to strangle her. However, he confessed to feeling unsatisfied, devoid of the anticipated pleasure or satisfaction from her suffering. Amarjeet admitted that he craved to witness fear and helplessness in her eyes. Unable to fulfill his dark desires with strangulation alone, he resorted to a more brutal method. Amarjeet took a brick, returned to Khushbu, and struck her until she gave in to her injuries. The horrific details of Amarjeet's confession left the entire police department reeling in disbelief, struggling to comprehend the depths of evil within a young child's mind. It is truly tragic that his own sister ended up being his next victim. One cold winter afternoon, while his parents were fast asleep, Amarjeet decided to unleash his cruelty upon his own flesh and blood. He went to his sister's crib, picked her up, and then proceeded to squeeze her neck tightly until she stopped breathing. When his mother discovered the lifeless body and confronted Amarjeet about what he had done, his response was shockingly casual, as if it was no big deal. He simply replied with a chillingly calm yes. When his mother asked him why he would commit such an unimaginable act, his answer was unnervingly simple and straightforward. Just because. Once again, faced with the horrifying truth, his parents made the heartbreaking decision not to involve the authorities in this deeply disturbing situation. Sada was accused of not only killing the 6-month-old, but also his 8-month-old sister and 9-month-old cousin. Investigation reports say that the killing of the other 2 girls had the same pattern to it. He let the girls cry to their graves because Amarjeet's main agenda was to see those little girls suffer to their deaths. Amarjeet's case is very complicated. He was born in 1998 into a very poor family. His father worked as a wage worker and his mother was a housewife. They shifted to the village when Amarjeet was only 6 years old. Seeing his family being abused due to money, violence set into his innocent mind. He was a very disturbed child. He would argue with people, trouble them, and even try to fight with them. He always had a violent nature, which could have turned into a murderous streak, but no one thought it would happen at the mere age of 8. The shocking part of Amarjeet's case was that his family knew about the murders, but they remained silent. They wanted to protect their son, but what they didn't know was that they were creating a monster who would think that this is normal. That's how he became the youngest serial killer in the world. After Amarjeet's confession, he was taken into custody, and a lot of psychiatrists came to visit him to know the mindset and the psychotic reason behind his murders. They were all confused because neither he had a TV on which he could see all this, and neither his family had a history of murders. How did he know all this was a mystery to everyone? A psychiatrist labeled Amarjeet as a sadist, a person who finds pleasure in inflicting pain, punishment, or humiliation on other people. Another psychiatrist said that Amarjeet has a conduct disorder, which is a behavioral change in which you don't know how to function normally. You show emotions of anger and aggressiveness, which are persistent and repetitive. This order has been seen in many teenagers and young adults, but seeing this in an 8-year-old was very disturbing and shocking. Amarjeet was taken into custody, but as he was a minor, according to the constitutional law of India, he couldn't be put in jail. He was kept in a child care home. As soon as he turned 18, he was set free. As of today, Amarjeet is around 24 years old. It was heard in 2015 that he was living in a new city with a new name. No one knows where he can be at this moment or what he is doing. There were a lot of conspiracy theories out there too, but no one of them was proved right. Children are innocent, that is true, but very rarely we see some mental health issues that completely change them for the worse, and this case is one of them. If you liked this interesting story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and in the next video, make sure to comment down which crime story we should cover next. Stay tuned!